Morning, welcome to
KidMath number 87.
KidMath number 87. We're in our section on quadratic inequalities, and yesterday you had a really interesting problem about finding a region of a parabola where y was greater than the parabola. And it looked like this. And when I got home from work last night, you asked me a very interesting question, which was?
Is the area inside a parabola bigger or smaller than the area outside?
And that is a really cool question. So I thought for our movies for the next couple days we would investigate this question. And apparently I thought we would do it without an eraser. But here's one. Okay, so before we even jump into it, what do you think? Is this area inside the parabola bigger, less than, or equal to the area outside of the parabola?
Well, when you extend all the axes for infinity,
Yeah.
I think it will be equal to.
Okay, how come? Why do you think it'll be equal?
Well, because you have an infinite area in here and you have an infinite area out here.
Oh, very interesting. And so infinity
Equals infinity.
Okay, that's perfectly reasonable. All right, so we're going to do maybe 3 or 4 movies about this, all right?
Yeah, but...
And I wasn't even sure which direction we're going to go until I heard the answer to your question. So, before we start talking about areas, let's back way up, okay?
Okay.
And let's just talk about numbers. Okay, so I'm going to write some integers down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I would write them all the way out to infinity, but I don't have enough battery life on the camera. Too bad.
Yeah.
Okay, and then, so these are the positive integers, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm just going to write the even integers. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, all the way out, right? So notice, I didn't write any of the odd numbers in the second row.
Yes.
Right? So I have a question for you. Do you think there are more numbers in the first row or in the second row?
Well, I think they'd be the same. If you extend the list out for infinity, you have an infinite sequence in both of them.
Ah, interesting. Okay. But doesn't this one have to have more numbers? I mean, this one doesn't have 1. It has 2.
Yeah, if you extend it out for
This only seems to have half the numbers, right?
Yeah, but if you extend it out for finite up to 6, you're gonna have the same numbers if you extend this one out. You're gonna have different numbers if you extend this one out to 6 here.
Okay, what do you mean extending it out to 6? Do you mean when it has 6 numbers?
Yeah, when you stop at 6.
Okay, and where would you stop with this one?
Right here.
Okay, so I would have 6 numbers here and 3 numbers here.
Yeah, so, and then when you stop at 8, you'd have 8 numbers here and 4 numbers.
So doesn't it look like I always have twice as much up here?
Yeah, but when you extend that for infinity...
Yeah, it's interesting because all of these numbers are even, right? Which means
Yeah.
I can, if I wanted to, I could factor out a 2 here. I could say this list, if I just wanted to write it easier, this list would be 2 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So even though it didn't look like I was writing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like I did in the first list, in this second list, actually,
Yeah.
So they go out for infinity, and they're the same, in some sense, right?
Yeah.
So maybe infinity does equal infinity. But this leads to one definite conclusion. Infinity can be a little confusing. And the person who really got his arms around this for the first time was a German mathematician named Cantor, who lived in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And he came up with some really cool stuff about infinity. Okay? So I just wanted to give you this introduction to show you only one thing. Infinity has really weird results to it.
Yeah.
In this case, it looked like I was leaving out half the numbers.
And then it turned out the same.
And turn out the same, okay? So we're going to talk about area tomorrow.
All right.
Okay? All right. Good job, honey. That is a great question. And we'll talk about it tomorrow.